Hey everyone, my name is Brittany and welcome back to my AG collection. So before we hop into the video today, I just want to say thank you all so much for 600 supporters or subscribers. I honestly can't believe that. When I first started this channel, it was honestly just to get to know other collectors in the American Girl community. I know I've mentioned this before, but I do not know any other adult collectors in real life who also share in this love for collecting American Girl. So to be able to connect with so many amazing collectors on here, and everyone has been just so encouraging and positive. It has just been a great experience the last couple months. So I just want to thank you all for being along for this journey and for being here to talk about dolls and sharing our love for collecting. Honestly, I thought maybe when I started this channel I would have maybe 3 people watching. My mom, my sister, and maybe my husband if I could convince him to sometimes. So I just want to say thank you all so much. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So this is actually a video that I've had on my mind for a while. I mentioned a lot how I shop on Facebook Marketplace for American Girl, and I always love to hear of how dolls enter people's collections and like their journey into getting into someone's collection and maybe where or who they got the doll from before. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 15 Facebook Marketplace finds. So I have 15 dolls today that I will be talking about and how they joined my collection because of Facebook Marketplace. So feel free to hang around if you would like to. Maybe grab a snack, grab a drink, do some chores, because honestly this is going to be a talking video. I've shared all 15 of these dolls before, but not in this amount of detail, and I don't think I've shared any of their stories regarding like where I got them and how they came into my collection. And I will also be sharing the price that I paid for each of these dolls, just because I feel like it's important to know sometimes that you can find dolls for good deals. That was something that getting back into collecting as an adult I didn't realize, is that there are ways that you can add a doll into your collection without having to pay retail price from American Girl. And it might not always be Facebook Marketplace, maybe depending on where you live. Maybe it's eBay, or maybe it's a Facebook group. So I do want to share prices too, just to acknowledge that sometimes we can find a good deal. And if we keep looking, there's plenty of good deals out there. So feel free to, like I said, hang around if you would like to, and let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, as I am rambling, if you would like to share, I would love to hear what is one of your favorite doll finds and how did that doll enter your collection. So I have my first doll right here, and this doll I actually got, I think, back in maybe January of 2023, shortly after I started collecting again as an adult, and it is Grace Thomas, Girl of the Year from 2015. I definitely hesitated on that one. But yeah, I know I showed Grace recently in one of my videos because I recently acquired this adorable outfit from her collection. I think it's called like her baking outfit. But she was actually the first doll that I bought off of Facebook Marketplace as an adult collector. And I actually had her shipped to me, so she was not local to me. And out of the dolls that I'm going to share today, she's the only doll off of Facebook Marketplace that I did have shipped to me, and I'm so grateful that the seller was willing to ship her, because I know that that's not always possible on Facebook Marketplace, but thankfully she did, and I think the total was $60.75 shipped, so about $60, $61 I guess if you want to round up. And she came in Mary Ellen's, I think it was play suit, vacation outfit, something like that. I'll put the photo right here of what I'm talking about, but this is the outfit that she came in. So that was honestly what really drew my attention to this doll, was because she was wearing that outfit. Plus I did want to add Grace to my collection at some point, and I was very grateful that I was able to add this Grace to my collection because she is absolutely stunning. And the seller had shared with me that this was actually her daughter's childhood doll, which made it really special that she shared that with me. And this is definitely a treasure doll in my collection. And I just really enjoy her. So I'm glad that she has a new outfit. I don't have many outfits from her collection, so to have this for her is also really exciting. So I think she'll be staying in this outfit for a while. But this is Grace, and she was the first doll that I purchased off of Facebook Marketplace. So the next 3 dolls that I'm about to show actually all came together in a lot. There was a total of 5 dolls in the listing, and I had asked the seller if she would be willing to split them up. And I remember waiting for her response, and it was actually a really hard week at work. And I just remember hoping that like she would see my message and that she would be willing to split them up. And thankfully she was, which was really kind of her. And I just remember it really helped to have like some retail therapy that week. And I still remember just that drive to go pick up the dolls and the excitement, especially after just feeling really like drained. So yeah, perfect timing. And the first doll was Sage, Girl of the Year from 2013. And I think I've shared this before, that this doll was actually the Girl of the Year when I stopped collecting as a child. So I did see this doll actually in person before at the doll store. She was there the last time that I went. And this Sage is absolutely stunning in my opinion. Not that other Sages aren't, but I'm just very grateful that this was the one that I was able to add to my collection. Here's her hair. I just love her hair. I did have to restore it a bit, but I'm really happy with like how it turned out. And overall her hair is like really soft too, which sometimes can be hard to find with Sage just because of like her wavy hair. But she is so cute, and I actually paid $50 for her. So yeah, also very blessed for that price. And like I said, she's super adorable. She's actually been in this outfit a long time, and I did think about changing her for this video, but I wasn't able to bring myself to do it, especially because it's summertime, so this outfit is pretty fitting. But I will probably change her at some point too. This is another doll that I don't have like a much from her collection. I think I might have like her one sweater, but that's more of like a fall like clothing piece. But anywho, this is Sage, and that is how she entered my collection. So the second doll in the lot was Nenea, and this was a doll who was also on my wish list at the time. She came out when I was not collecting American Girl, but I did get to see her once in person at the doll store when I got back into collecting. And I did try to also restore her hair as best as I could. I think her hair actually might be a bit more dry than Sage's hair, and to be honest, I'm not sure if like the way I restored it is consistent like with like her wave pattern. I've only seen Nenea a couple times, and I've never seen like a brand new Nenea doll to know exactly like what her hair is supposed to look like. So I just did the best that I could, and she's probably not perfect, but for me, she's perfect. So she's wearing her tropical birthday outfit, and this outfit was not the one that she came in. She came in her meat outfit, but I did eventually acquire this outfit also on Facebook Marketplace actually. And I do love this outfit a lot on her, even though her birthday was actually a couple months ago. And she, the yellow shoes for these outfits, or for this outfit, I actually use for a lot of outfits too. I think Nenea has a lot of different like fun pieces in her collection that can be paired with other great outfits too, even like modern outfits. So yeah, this is Nenea, and I did also pay $50 for her as well. So the last doll in the lot is actually the entire reason why I reached out to the seller in the first place, and probably would have still bought the lot, all 5 dolls, even if she wasn't able or willing to split them. And that is because the final doll is actually a CYO doll with the Sonali face mold, and her name is Penny in my collection. And she has beautiful blue eyes and the older freckle pattern. I actually don't know her skin tone, but she is wearing Nenea's one outfit from her collection. I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but I'll go ahead and put a photo right there with the name. But I just actually recently changed her in this outfit for summer, and I just think it looks so cute on her. And I'll go ahead and bring her up close again. I really think that it brings out like the dark blue like in her eyes, because she does have like the darker blue eye color. Yeah, and she is so adorable. I did have to also restore her curls in her hair too. But I'm happy with how they turned out, and I just can't believe that this doll was part of the lot, and that I was also able to add her to my collection for $50. So yeah, very blessed about that. This is probably maybe the best deal that I've ever gotten on an American Girl doll. I wouldn't consider myself like a lucky person. Like I've never found like a doll like at a thrift store or like flea market. So to add this doll to my collection was just kind of crazy. And yeah, I really enjoy having her, and she's definitely a doll that I would love to use like even more in my collection too. So the next two dolls also came together in a lot, and I paid $45 total for both of them, so technically $22.50 each. And they also needed some like restoration, but honestly were not like in that bad of condition. And there was only like one photo like in the listing, so I was a little worried at first, but like for that price, like I couldn't pass it up. And I only had to drive like 30 minutes as well. So without further ado, the first doll is Isabelle, Girl of the Year from 2014, and she's still dressed as Alice from the video I did for AG Fashion Week. And she is so cute. Also a doll that I had on my wish list. Technically, I guess she would have been the Girl of the Year who came out after I stopped collecting. I do think that I like knew about this doll. I might have even like stayed up like late December 31st just to see like what doll was going to be released January 1st, because I remember like even though I wasn't collecting for a couple years afterwards, I did try to keep up with at least a Girl of the Year line. So I did know about this doll, and she was on my wish list, and overall she's in good condition, and for $22.50 I can't really complain much. So I will go ahead and put her down, and then I will pull up the next doll, and that doll is Leah Clark, Girl of the Year from 2016. And she is wearing also one of Nenea's outfits. As you can tell, I love Nenea's collection. And I recently put her in this outfit too for summer. And I just think that this outfit looks so stunning on her. Her hair is definitely a bit more dry than Isabelle's. So I did also have to do a lot of like restoration on her hair. And I actually, my bad, did just restore her hair again like a couple days ago because the curls were starting to come undone. So I do have to restore her hair like more frequently just because of how dry it is. But honestly, like I think for my collection, she's perfect. I don't need to have her hair in like pristine condition in order for me to like enjoy her in my collection. So here she is, and I'm gonna bring her to the camera one more time because like this doll is so cute, and I love like the eyebrow like pattern or mold for like the Leah dolls. I just wish like more dolls had like these same eyebrows. I know this is a popular doll for customs too. So yeah, that's Leah and Isabelle, and that's how they entered my collection. So this next doll, I actually never imagined entering my collection. Like this was a dream doll for me, and that is Caroline. And she's still in the same outfit from the last time I showed her. I honestly can't bring myself to take her out of this outfit. It's been over a year, but that's okay. I don't really feel bad for it, honestly, but she is just so beautiful. And I just love her beautiful hair. Here's her hair from the back too. So the story behind this doll is I was at work and I saw this, actually not this doll, but the next doll that I'm going to show. I saw the next doll show up on Facebook Marketplace, and I got Caroline in the next doll from the same seller. So I had reached out to the seller about the doll and Caroline as well. And she had told me that Caroline was available, but the other doll was pending with somebody else. So because of the price though for both dolls, I was like, I'm good with anything, like even if it's just Caroline, like that's okay with me. So I drove, I think that weekend, to pick up Caroline, and I paid $60 for her, and she had her hairnet still on. Yeah, I could not believe it. She actually was from a adult collector, which makes her very special to me too. And I think I have a photo right here, which I'll try to insert, of her still like with her hairnet on. And I don't know if she is like the historical version of Caroline or the Be Forever. I'll go ahead and bring her up close for those of you who are really good with like identifying and telling like the differences between like both versions of Caroline. But I'm just so grateful that I was able to add her to my collection, and like for that price, like I could have never like imagined that. And this was just one of my dream dolls too. She was out when I was collecting as a kid, and she was kind of like one of the dolls, like the one that got away, that I like wish that I would have been able to purchase before I stopped collecting as a kid. So to later add her to my collection, but still in good condition, was just like absolutely insane. So I feel very like grateful that I was able to add her to my collection. So when I went to pick up Caroline, the seller told me that the other doll that I was interested in was actually still available. Apparently the person who had reached out before me never showed up to pick up the doll, and she was having troubles like reaching them to see if they were still interested. So because I was there, she asked me if I was still interested, and I was like, absolutely. And thankfully I did have like just enough like cash like in my car to be able to purchase this doll too. And it was such like an unexpected surprise. And that doll is Elizabeth. And I actually had a friend growing up who had this doll in her collection, so whenever we'd play dolls together, she would bring over her Elizabeth, and I had Felicity at the time. This was a doll that my sister had called as a kid, so this is a doll that my sister was more interested in, but I also was kind of secretly interested in Elizabeth too, so it's really special after all these years to have like both like best friends in my collection. And this doll was also owned by the same adult collector, which makes her very special to me as well. She's currently wearing Felicity's summer outfit, and this is my first time putting this outfit on her, and I just think it looks so cute on her. This outfit is actually from my childhood collection too, and I'll go ahead and bring her up close so that way you all can see her. She didn't really need much like restoration done for her hair. I think this might still be like her original like neat hairstyle. It is coming a little undone in the back. But that's probably just because of a couple moves over the last couple years. But overall, she's in great condition, and I think honestly she was never played with. I think she was just like put on display for a couple years. And I paid a total of, let me see, $85 for her. And so she came with her meet outfit, as well as her holiday gown and her cape and her accessories, all for $85, which like I was absolutely blown away by that. She did have a couple other outfits from her collection, but I didn't have like the funds at the time set aside to be able to like purchase any of those other outfits from the seller. But I hopefully someone else was able to purchase those, because she was selling them also for like a good deal. But yeah, I was able to add Elizabeth to my collection that day too, and definitely very grateful to the seller for selling her at such a great price. And that is how Elizabeth and Caroline joined my collection. So I probably should have mentioned that I did not get all of these dolls back to back. This is in the span of a couple years. So some time passed again, and then I was on Facebook Marketplace and I ended up seeing a listing for another doll that was on my wish list, and that doll was Kira Bailey, Girl of the Year from 2021. And this was actually, I think, maybe within a couple months after she had sold out on American Girl's website. So I remember thinking like, man, like I really missed out on getting this doll. But sometimes it just goes to show, if you wait and if you're patient, like sometimes you might end up finding like a good deal if you're not expecting to. So I ended up paying $70 for this doll. And she came with her meet outfit and accessories. And I met with the seller. She was about maybe 30 minutes from my house, and she had shared with me that she had purchased this doll for her daughter, but her daughter wasn't really interested in American Girl. And so she had only like played with her like a couple times, but mainly she just kind of like sat on the shelf. So I was really excited to add her to my collection. And it was nice of her too to also sell like the doll for like a good deal. Especially because it was at the time where like the price of Kira was pretty high, since she had just sold out, as I mentioned. So she is wearing this really cute shirt that I actually just put her in like the other day, and that is from Closet for Chloe on Etsy. And then the, I guess, cargo pants are from a boutique in Pennsylvania called the Doll Boutique. And these are also just super cute. I love pairing these with like so many different outfits. And then the Converse are actually from Temu. I'm not sure if you can still get them on Temu anymore, but I do have a couple pair of these in my collection. Great like staple piece. I put my dolls a lot in like casual outfits, just because I tend to dress pretty casually, and I also enjoy putting like Kira specifically like in casual outfits. And I just think she looks so cute in this outfit. So here is her hair from the back. I've actually never really seen this doll besides this one, so I don't know for sure like if this is what her hair is supposed to look like. I did try to like fix it up as best as I could. I think this is not her original hairstyle. I might have done that myself. I don't really know for sure, but again, just very grateful that I have her in my collection, and she's absolutely a stunning doll. So the next doll I actually purchased in a lot of 4 dolls and a whole bunch of outfits, but the only doll that I'm actually going to show today is Marie Grace, and honestly, she's the entire reason why I purchased the lot in the first place. This was a doll that was on my wish list. I had recently added Cecile to my collection, so I was on the hunt to find her best friend, and I specifically wanted to find a Marie Grace that had like the pin curls in good condition. So here she is up close. And overall, I think her pin curls are in really good condition. I did have to restore her hair a bit in the back, so she does not have like her original meat style, and I did like do the braids myself, but I might be able to watch a video and figure out how to do her original meat style if I wanted to. But in the meantime, I'm very happy with like the way she has turned out. I know I showed her recently in a video because I just got this nightgown for her from her collection, so it's been really fun to have her in a different outfit. And as I mentioned, she came in a lot with 3 other dolls, so 4 dolls total, and I paid $100 for the entire lot. And it was about like a 45-minute drive, so my husband and I, we actually made it like a day trip, which was really fun. We spent some time like in that city, ate some yummy food, walked around the town, and it was just like a really good day for us. I think it was in January too, so thankfully it wasn't a really like cold day, but it was just really great to be outside and to like have like this day trip together. And then at the end of the day, we got to pick up the dolls, which was so exciting. And I took them home and I just like laid out all of the items and tried to figure out like what outfits or what went to what outfit. And some of the outfits I was familiar with, and I did end up keeping in my collection. Other outfits I did end up selling to people who would be able to enjoy the outfits more than I would. And the other 3 dolls, so I did sell 2 of the other 3 dolls. One was a Sage doll, the other one was a Isabelle doll, and that was just because, as you saw, I already have Sage and Isabelle in my collection. And then the 3rd doll I still have technically in my collection, but I have not restored her yet. I am debating on whether or not I want to re-wig the doll and give her like a whole new personality in my collection, or if I want to keep her with the same wig. I do know that her name in my collection is going to be Jackie Rose. She's a Truly Me doll, and out of like the items that was included in this lot, there was a lot of items that had like the dolls' names on them. It looked like maybe this was like a childhood collection, and it looked like maybe they were playing like school, because there was like a lot of like, I guess, homework or worksheets that had like Marie Grace's name or Sage's name, and the only name I didn't recognize was Jackie Rose, so that's how I connected that must have been the name of the Truly Me doll. So to honor that, I would love to keep her name as Jackie Rose in my collection. I'm just trying to figure out like what I would like to do to like restore her hair, just because her hair is like in really bad condition. So yeah, that is the lot of dolls, and it was just like a really special experience and definitely like a fond memory for me. So I'm excited to have Marie Grace in my collection and to restore Jackie Rose too, and just honor her legacy and who she was to her original owner. So this next doll I added to my collection in 2024 when Lila was the Girl of the Year, and I had told myself that it was really important to me to add McKenna to my collection first, just because she had came out before Lila, years before, and she was included in Lila's story. So just to kind of keep it chronological, I really wanted to add McKenna to my collection before adding Lila to my collection. Also, McKenna was like a really special doll to my sister. My sister really wanted McKenna when we were kids. I know I shared this story before when I was talking about all my dolls in my collection, but I actually found this McKenna doll on Facebook Marketplace for only $25, and I restored her hair, and she had like paint like in her outfit, like green paint that I was able to get out, thankfully. So I restored her, and then I surprised my sister with McKenna, just because she always wanted McKenna as a kid. So it was so special to be able to do that, and to add her to my collection before adding Lila to my collection. And I actually only recently added Lila to my collection, so it's really cool now to have like both of them. And I think it's so neat that American Girl thought about including McKenna in Lila's story. So I just thought that was just like a great like nod to those of us who remember McKenna or maybe grew up with McKenna. So here she is, and she is so stunning, and it's definitely surreal just to like have this doll in person. She is so beautiful, and yeah, here she is up close too. Yeah, just a beautiful doll. And I know her meet outfit isn't like anything special, but honestly, I haven't been able to bring myself to change her out of her meet outfit just because to me it's so special to see her like in the meet outfit, because this is the doll that like my sister really wanted like as a kid, and this is like the outfit that we would look at or look at the catalog together, and she'd always be wearing this outfit. So yeah, here's McKenna, and she's definitely very special to me and my sister. So there's a bit of a story behind this next doll. So I actually purchased her in a different state. My husband and I were planning to move last summer, and we were going to be moving a couple hours away, and we were going to be traveling to that area to look at different apartments. And I looked up on Facebook Marketplace just to see if there was going to be any dolls maybe in the area that I was interested in. And when I looked it up, I saw this doll, and she was being sold for $70. So I had asked if maybe we could stop by, pick her up, and as you can see, we did. And this is Joss, Girl of the Year from 2020. And she came with her full meet outfit as well as her hearing aid, which was really cool, and like the hearing aid case. And I did recently put her in this outfit. I'm blanking on the name. I know it's like an older Truly Me outfit. I'll go ahead and put a photo here with like the name of the outfit, but I just think this outfit looks so cute on her, and this is my first time putting her hair like in a bandana, and I just think it looks absolutely adorable. And then here's the rest of the outfit, and then here are the shoes. The shoes have these like really cute like plastic like pineapples, and it's like a wedge tail. But yeah, absolutely adorable. So I've really been enjoying like this summer look for Joss, and it's just an outfit that I'd imagine that she'd wear. I've never read her stories, so I could be completely wrong, but at least from my collection, this is something that I'd imagine that she'd wear in the summer. So very grateful that I was able to add her to my collection, and it was just like a fun day of being able to like explore like the city that we were going to be living in together, and to be able to pick up this doll along the way. So I was really glad that it worked out that way too. The next two dolls that I'm about to show also came in a lot together, and the total was $75 for both dolls, so technically it would be $37.50 for each doll individually. So the first doll is Tenny, and I actually picked her up back in my hometown. This was the last doll that I purchased off of Facebook Marketplace, or I guess last doll lot that I purchased off of Facebook Marketplace before we moved. And it was super cool to be able to find her for such a great deal. And honestly, like, it looks like she was hardly like played with. Like, I love that her curl in the front here is still in like great condition. And then the back of her hair, I mean, is a bit frizzy. Like, I did have to like fix it up a bit. And honestly probably need to fix it up a bit soon again. But overall, I'm very happy like with the condition that she is in. And I have not taken her out of her meet outfit, although these are not her meet shoes. These are just shoes that she came with. But I've kept her in this outfit so far. I would like to probably put her in a different outfit. I just haven't found like the perfect outfit yet for her. But yeah, I was definitely very grateful to find her, and to also find her with Logan. So Logan was the other doll in that lot, so it was really cool to get both of them together at the same time, and he came with his meet outfit too, as well as a pajama set as well that I think was like off-brand. Yeah, so he is still wearing the outfit that I put him in for the Dressing My Dolls for AG Fashion Week, and honestly he's going to be staying in this outfit for a while. And here he is up close. So that is how Logan and Tenny joined my collection. The last doll that I will be sharing today is Kaya, and this doll is very special to me because I really wanted her as a kid. I actually named like a baby doll that I had when I was little, and I named her Kaya after the doll, and she is so stunning, and I found her off of Facebook Marketplace local to me shortly after we moved here, and the seller was so sweet. She had actually collected dolls with her daughter, and they were going through her daughter's collection, and they were selling some of the dolls, and I could just tell from talking with her that like they really had such fond memories with all of the dolls and really enjoyed American Girl, and that it was just something that they enjoyed doing together. And to like have this doll in my collection, knowing just how special she was to them, I definitely just felt very like honored by that too. And when she handed me like the doll, just because I had wanted her for so long. I like honestly started to like tear up, not gonna lie. Like she is just so beautiful, and she is actually a Be Forever Kaya, so she technically wasn't like the Kaya that I like grew up with, but for some reason this is just the one that like really spoke to me, and it was just really important for me to like find like that perfect Kaya, just because this was like a very special doll that I always wanted. So very grateful for how she entered my collection. I don't remember if I mentioned this already, but I did pay $80 for her. Yeah, and it was just like a really great experience too. So thank you all so much for watching and spending some time today listening to me ramble about dolls. I really enjoyed reminiscing about each and every one of the dolls and how they entered my collection. And I would love to hear some of the dolls that have entered your collection and the story behind them, whether you purchase them off of Facebook Marketplace or maybe you purchase them some other way. But thank you all so much again for being a part of my doll collecting journey, and just for being so positive and welcoming here on YouTube. So until next time, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Bye for now.